Hello.
Hi, this is Hayden Johnson of Capital KS calling for Woody Weatherman.
Hey, Hayden, what's up? This is Woody, man. I was expecting your call. What's happening?
How's it going?
It's going great, dude. I'm sitting out here in the damn sunshine, and it's finally warm out here in Virginia, man. It's been a damn long-ass winter.
Oh, that's what I like to hear. I was originally from California, but moved to Idaho, and I'll tell you what, the weather up there has been pretty nasty this winter.
Oh, man, are you in Idaho now, yeah?
No, I came back here, but I'm going back up there for the summer, so.
I hear you. Yeah, well, summer's the time to go to Idaho.
Absolutely. And I'm in the northern part, too, so it gets really cold.
Oh, man. Hey, it's freaking beautiful as hell, but goddamn, it's cold.
Oh, yeah. Well, I got a few questions for you. Hopefully it won't take up too much of your day.
Have at it, brother. Absolutely.
Alrighty. Did Pepper rejoining the band change the recording or writing dynamic for No Cross, No Crown?
Yeah, it wasn't like Pepper ever, actually left the band. It was just sort of, he's in New Orleans and all, whatever. It's kind of a long story, but whenever we decided that we were going to do it, whenever we'd been talking the whole time and just like, hey, when the time is right, we're going to make it happen. But I will say this, anytime you add somebody else into the mix, there's different ideas, and of course the dynamic changes a little bit, but generally the way we approach stuff is man, we're just like riff-oriented, we come up with riffs and see how they work together and bridge them together with other riffs, That's just the kind of music we do, but really, as far as like the actual recording of this thing, we definitely took a totally different turn than what we usually do. We didn't do pre-production or demos and shit. We just went in there and pretty much wrote as we went along and just had a great time doing it. I'd love to do it again that way,
Nice. Do you have a favorite COC album that you've worked on?
Oh shit, man! There's a bunch of stuff. I don't really listen to our albums, per se. Like once they get done, like every once in a while, a couple years down the road, I'll give it a spin and reminisce about it or whatnot. But some of the like really old stuff it sounds so crazy now. Like the Animosity album is just wild. We were like off our rockets back then, crazy. But I don't know. I guess if I was gonna throw some songs on, it might be something off of In the Arms of God. Some of the spacey, jam riffs on there are pretty cool. That was a fun album to make too, But in general, I don't really listen to a lot of our stuff. Once we get done with it, other than like maybe I've got to learn some songs for a live show or something like that, It's like, But I don't know.
Now, even though you say you don't listen to your albums after you've recorded, unless practice comes into play or touring. For the most part. That's not 100%, but it's not like I go home and like throw on, Corrosion albums and jam on them all the time, like I would like a, ZZ Top record or something. I don't really do that. Right. Do you think that your newer album, No Cross, No Crown, do you think it has... how does it compare to other albums, whether fan reception or writing, recording?
Well, so far, fan reception has been fantastic. People, whenever we're going to buckle down and do a record, we're going to be serious about it, and we're going to, it's going to be a COC record. Although we don't make the same record twice, people are going to, hear it and probably be able to tell, hey, that's COC, especially with Pepper fronting it and just the, the guitar tones and Mike Dean's crazy, bass lines and all that stuff. And especially, and of course having Reed Mullen, our drummer, back for the recording of the album, that was awesome. It was kind of like the first time we'd all four actually made a record together with Reed there as well since Volume Dealer, which was, 2000 or 2001. I can't remember when that came out, but so it was kind of a coming back together kind of thing for us. It was fun.
So it's good to hear that Reed is back to playing. Do we have any updates on how his knee's doing?
Well, he's having a little trouble with it. He's not going to make this South American trip coming up in 2 weeks, but we're hoping that he gets it all back together. I think that stuff where it takes a lot of physical therapy and things like that. You start getting your knee operated on, especially if you're a drummer.
Mm-hmm.
Well, really anybody. If you got to walk around and do shit, you got to have a knee that works. So he's working on it. We're all wishing him well. We'll see how it goes for him.
How has your home state of North Carolina's metal scene grown throughout the years compared to the rest of the U.S.?
Man, I would say at a pretty damn similar pace. I mean, back in Raleigh, there's a lot of bands. There's a healthy local scene. A lot of guys are there. Still several, kick-ass clubs to play at and whatnot. I'd say it's on par with pretty much anywhere else in the damn country. It's they're hanging 10 down there in Raleigh. I actually live a couple hours out up in the hills of Virginia, but I have to go back down there all the time. For when we jam with the band and all that stuff, or in the studio, and the facility, kind of little place where our little studio is home to, hell, I don't know, 20 rehearsal studios out back behind it. So I get to hear all the guys, and a lot of them are dudes I've known for a long time, and there's a lot of new bands too, but I get to hear a lot of the stuff going on, man, and there's some good heavy rock going on down there in Raleigh, man. So I'm proud of that little town.
Now, I'm sure that you and your playing are a big influence on a lot of the upcoming bands within Raleigh. Do you have any influences for your playing?
Oh, shit. Hell yeah, man. Of course, mostly guitarist, but, some of my favorites are, and I've said it a trillion times, but Billy Gibbons, I love that, his work. Pretty much all the normal stuff, man. Iommi will knock your socks off. Brian May was always a giant influence to me. Just his controlled vibrato, and I've never been able to do it. Whenever I jump on the vibrato, I just go crazy. Whereas somebody like Brian May kind of starts off slow and then ends it with a big old wiggle. It's pretty bad, So there's a lot of stuff like that, And then you get back into some of the, the more bluesier stuff, like some Johnny Winter or something like that. I'm crazy for, And so there's dozens. I could stand here and rattle off shit. Santana, I'm a giant fan.
Mm-hmm.
It goes on and on, man.
Now, you mentioned your upcoming tour throughout South America and Europe. After that, you're heading back stateside with Black Label Society once again. How do you feel about these upcoming dates?
I'm stoked. We're just, we feel good about this record, so we're going to go out and support it, man. We're going to stay out as long as we can, and we're just going to stay on the road, man, To be honest, going back out with Zach is going to be great. This is like the second leg. We already did a couple months with him over the winter. And we were discussing earlier the places like Idaho and Iowa and snow-laden pieces of the land. Man, we were up in like Grand Prairie, Saskatchewan, or wherever the hell that is. I don't know, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's like January, and we're up there, and it was so cold this year. It was just ungodly. But we had a blast with those guys, and they asked us to do another leg, and we were like, hell yeah, well, we're there, So we got another month with those guys in North America. And then after that, for the fall, we really want to do some headline stuff stateside and in Europe, So we're going to get around to it sooner or later. And I know a lot of people want to hear more songs than just a support slot, but we're working towards it.
Awesome. Glad to hear it. Well, that was the short little amount of questions I have for you. Thank you very much for your time.
And appreciate you, man. And stay warm up there in Idaho, dude, over the summer. I think you'll live. You'll
yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I look forward to seeing you on the headlining tour whenever you guys come through.
Awesome, Hayden. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for taking the time, brother.
Have a great rest of your day.
You too, man.
Bye-bye.